All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can blow up your clothing brand with partnership ads. Now, partnership ads are basically a meta ads feature that a lot of people aren't talking about, and I'm thinking it's because it's working so well that a lot of brand owners don't really want to talk about it, but I'm going to explain how to use it in this video. Let's break that down. But before I do that, I wanted to remind you that you should subscribe, because if you haven't yet, I basically make videos 2-3 times a week that break down all the different things that have gotten my brand to millions of dollars per year, gotten us our silver Shopify bag, landed us on the Inc. 5000 list for 2025. And I give it all away for free. So subscribe. So first thing that I want to do is break down like the nOrMiE way of running ads versus partnership ads and how those go, right? nOrMiE ads, most of the people, 99% of the people that are like doing the brand scaling thing, they're all basically just copying trends, right? All the people who are basically creating copy and paste trend based brands, it's all copying trends, finding random stuff that just so happened to get a bunch of traction on social media and using that as their ad creative. Now, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, and I think there might be a place for it, but making that your entire ad strategy, that's not a strategy at all. And so that's not necessarily good. That's why I'm putting it in the category of nOrMiE ads. Now, they are really focused on putting their product in front of people and telling them to buy my stuff, right? That doesn't help you build a brand. Hitting people over the head with your product, telling them to buy it, doesn't get you to the status of like a brand that is basically a habit to buy from, which is what I talk about on this channel all the time, is building a cult around your brand and making it so that it's a habit for your customers to buy from you. Now, what it also does is it essentially says like, trust me, bro, I'm cool. My stuff is cool because it's trendy. And what I'm going to show you that partnership ads do really well is it does the exact opposite of that, which it creates authority and trust within your brand because people in the space are using it and wearing it. And then, of course, it relies on trending products and trying to get that one-off product that's just going to work really well with ads. Pretty much everyone needs that thing, but we don't want your ads to pop off because of it being a trending product, because the trends die, obviously. We want your ads to pop off because your brand is actually purposeful inside of the niche that you're trying to serve, inside of your consumer's world, right? So what partnership ads do is it actually builds in your consumer's world. Your consumer has a world that they live in, right? That they perceive things in. And they have different brands that they remember and think of inside of their world. And you want to build into what that consumer's world is. Otherwise, they're never going to habitually buy from your brand. They're never going to look for your brand. They're never going to try and find that email that gave them the discount, or they're never going to wait on your website to purchase your product if you don't build within the consumer's world. Now, this also helps people niche down without sounding goofy about it, without saying like, I am a skate brand or I am a streetwear brand. What this does is you can cherry pick the creators that you want to work with that are inside of a certain niche, and you get into that niche by working with those people, not by saying you are part of that niche. Your brand just needs to be good. And then when your brand is good, people will work with you, and those people are what help you niche down. Now, it's also not salesy, but yet it still sells more. So one of the things that I notice when I have ads or pieces of content with creators in it is they actually tend to get people to buy more. You're not hitting your product over the prospect's head, telling them to buy. And this is because of the authority that comes around working with creators in the space, is it builds this immediate trust that can't be built other than being a person that is making content in the space. And so that ties into the last thing, which is it uses already built trust instead of relying on trends. And that's a really, really, really big thing. And I'm going to get into how to find these people for your partnership ads. But hopefully at this point, you realize why partnership ads should be a part of your strategy. You can still make ads that don't have creators in them, just based on like the different aspects of your clothing or the the founder's story for your brand and things like that. There's ways I actually show you in my bootcamp, my free bootcamp, how to build content that builds a world around your products. But I really think everyone needs to have some level of partnership ads and collab posts and things like that in their marketing strategy. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind, because this is like a new meta for running ads for your clothing brand. Before I get into how to actually find the influencers and stuff like that, if you want to work one-on-one with me, you can click the link in the description below. I have a free bootcamp that shows you exactly how to build a cult around your brand by identifying your consumer profile and doing things like this, being able to niche down and speak to a specific consumer. It would actually make doing partnership ads a lot easier. Click the link that's in my description and you'll be able to find it on that page. Now, we're going to break down how to find the micro influencers for your partnership ads. And this is really important because obviously if you can't find and speak to the influencers, how are you going to actually speak to the consumer that follows those influencers? Now, number one, what you're going to do is you're going to find your niche, because if you don't have a niche, or maybe you thought you had a niche, or you're speaking to some sort of niche, you want to ask yourself these two questions, right? You want to ask essentially, who are you? Where do you fit in? Because you have niches of things that you like, and you have niches of things that you're interested in and that you can speak to. And you want to ask yourself, who do you speak to best, right? If you aren't into skating, you shouldn't try to create a skate brand, really, unless you're a person who like really understands branding and has resources to hire someone who's in that space. I wouldn't like go start a skate brand myself, right? I'm going to want you to ask yourself, who are you and who do you speak to the best? And then from there, you're going to find the niches of people that you want to go after. And so let's just say, for example, in this thing, we're going after the skate niche. What you want to do is you want to find locations that they hang out at, and you want to find institutions that they're a part of. This is very important, because when you find out the locations that they hang out at, you can actually find content on Instagram that was made in those locations. And I'm going to show you what I did here, just a quick search. So I wanted to go after, obviously, the skate niche. So I looked up on Google famous skate parks. And so what came up was a list of some of the most famous skate parks. And so, for example, I just took the top one right here, which is the Cove skate park, and I searched that in Instagram. So I just literally typed in the Cove skate park. And I left it on the For You page, but you could obviously go to like Reels if you really wanted to. And I literally just clicked on the very first one. This one right here is the one that I clicked on. And then I viewed the profile, which happened to be this guy. And this person right here, he has 8,000 followers on Instagram. And if you look at his content, it's just like a bunch of fun skate content, right? And so this would be a perfect person, if I were in the skate niche, to contact and ask if I can send them free product in exchange for some content. So finding out what the locations that they hang out at and the institutions that they're a part of, and then searching them and going through this content and finding as many people as you can contact, that's the best strategy for you to find these micro influencers that will actually create a really, really big momentum inside of your ad account. And the reason why, someone like this would actually matter is because these are 8,000 people who like this content. And when you do a partnership ad with this person who gets a decent amount of views on his videos, Meta is going to take this person's audience and start serving them the ads from this guy. And so when the people who follow this guy, because these are probably pretty diehard fans if it's such a small following, but he has good views, you can start serving the ads straight to them with him in it as his account. And so people are going to instantaneously have much more of a connection to your brand than they would have if you just showed them the brand. So what you're going to want to do from there is you're going to want to contact creators to make content for you and then send them products in exchange for that content. That's all you want to do. You want to spend a decent amount of time per day, if you have no motion in your brand, just doing this, finding people who you can contact, and you're going to send them product, free product. From there, you're going to have them make a collab post with your brand. So you literally just have a collab post made. And then it's very easy to just run that as a partnership ad after that. So you have them post it, and then you go into the back end from your Meta ads. You'll be able to set up a partnership ad with them, and just look up how to do that, because there's tutorials on how to set up, partnerships inside of your Meta business account. And just keep rinsing and repeating this thing until you have, embedded yourself into this niche. So if you want me to help you build something out like this for your brand, or you just want to figure out what niche you're even in and how to find your specific consumer that you need to be talking to, go ahead and click the link that's in my description, and you can work directly with me to do that stuff. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Please like this video, share it with somebody, do all the stuff that'll help out my small channel that I have, and I'll see you in other videos.